Hello everyone, welcome to another mechanical analysis with me, TheJaKaTaK. We have a high level play. This time this is Yip. He's on the StarCraft 2 strategy pro team. So, we're looking at how he does things, and well, rather than the normal thing where we look at a lot of the things we could do to improve, which we will do a little bit, we're going to look at a lot of the things that we can take from the way Yip does things. So first of all, we have rallying the individual eggs, which is nice. It's a little handy thing as a Zerg player. You're going to be able to do a lot. Let's see if he has it timed out. Not quite timed out to get that worker pairing. And rallying the Overlord, which is very nice. As far as control groups go so far, we've got just the one for the hatchery, and we'll see how things work out as far as what inject method he'll be using and different things like that. Money, of course, in the beginning of the game, staying very low. Doing a lot of selecting. And he's pairing up pretty well with the closest mineral patch on Daybreak, which is this middle one. And a lot of spam clicking, so he's just sort of sitting here clicking on the same spot over and over again. It's really inefficient. A lot of players like to do it, but it's not really a useful thing to be doing. Just many clicks being spammed. So the hatchery comes down at about the right time. 10 minerals late. It's kind of pretty much unavoidable. Getting that down exactly when there's 0 minerals has a lot to do with when the drones are returning minerals. They might return 20 minerals when you only need 10, and there's that extra 10 minerals. So we can say that that's pretty much perfect timing as far as dropping down that hatchery right when we have the minerals for it. And we are double mining on the 3 closest patches for Daybreak, which are 1, 2, and 3 right here, which is nice. We have that set up. I don't recall the exact closest patches for the other ones. We're going to see our opponent is expanding. Catch that timing. Nice. And see that thing that I talk about all the time, using that R key to return the minerals whenever you're sending workers over. Yip does it right away, and that's what that looks like, done quickly. I'm going to send 4 workers over. I don't think he clicked on the mineral patch. I might have missed it, but it looked like he clicked right above the mineral patch. He might have clicked again. Yeah, it looks like they're all mining, so. Very solid so far. Things seem to be pretty planned out. Oh, that's really nice. That's really nice. He got the 100-100 at the exact proper times. Really tight build so far. Once you get to the higher levels, you're going to see a lot more of this injecting right away. And it looks like we have at least 1 control group with the queens. Hatchery's all in the same control group so far. So it doesn't look like we're going for the individual hatchery inject method, which is so popular amongst many Koreans and has its own advantages and disadvantages. Going for the bailing nest. So we're going to get to see some bling bling action. It is a longer game, so we'll get to see the game hopefully go past that, or a very, very long Ling Bane battle. Inject comes in right away. Nice, look at that. That's one of my favorite things in the world. This queen and this queen are 2 energy apart. And Yip has planned this out so the injects line up absolutely perfectly. And this is the kind of high-level refinement you get once you get over in the higher leagues. So one of the things that you need is planning out these builds so you get the 100 minerals, the 100 gas exactly when you're going to upgrade your Zergling speed. And you get the queen out exactly the right time for the inject. So 2 energy off is near perfect. That's really phenomenal stuff. And you're going to see most high-level players doing similar things, planning out that build so that the things line up properly. We have our overlords checking to make sure we know when the opponent is leaving the base. All kinds of stuff like that. So let's take a look at larva. We have Banes on the way. And the Overlord comes out at the exact right time. See if we have another Overlord on the way. We don't have another Overlord on the way. We're going to go to 42 out of 44. Almost lose this Overlord. Wondering if we're going to hit a supply block here. We're definitely going to be building up some larva, which may or may not be intentional. The Overlord's on the way. We're going to build up at least 5, 6 larva. Nice. A lot of buildings going down, so it looks like, again, this is all planned out. He's building that Overlord at the exact last second. He knows he's going to be losing supply because he's going to be building some buildings. Ooh! First little bit of inefficiency over here. Really going to watch this. It's actually the worst for Zerg, so we're going to watch this happen over here. Just a sec. He's going to build a geyser with a drone that has 5 minerals. So this is the same thing as sending a worker into a geyser that has minerals. So these minerals are going to disappear forever. It's much worse than if it were Pros or Terran. It's like, okay, you don't get those. Those minerals have been held ransom for a little while. With Zerg, you lose the minerals completely. So tiny little thing. And those are the kind of things, the small mistakes that we're going to be seeing at this high level of refinement. Not going to see much other... Oh, nice. You see that little juke? Little juke that's using the return cargo button. Just holding out on this second upgrade for a little while. Alright, because he's waiting for the 150 gas. So a little bit of wait time to get that that upgrade. Not 100% sure if that was part of the plan or not. But as you can see, the money is staying super low. The injects also, look at that, look at that. All right, 6 energy, 7 energy. If you're injecting perfectly over time, they'll actually get to 0, and the 2 queens will get closer and closer to energy. So they start off 2 energy apart, they're 1 energy apart, and as long as we're injecting on time, they're actually going to get exactly equal over time. So it looks like we're either doing the base camera method of injecting. Oh wait, no, we're not. Oh, here we are. We have the individual queen. So we have the individual queen inject. It's definitely going to give you the most control out of all the different inject methods, but it is going to be one of the slowest ways to inject. We're starting to build up those minerals. Let's see what we just blew that on. A lot of lings in the way, so maybe some sort of attack when we hit 1-1 might be coming along with the Banelings and the Zerglings. We are... And again, look at this Overlord. This Overlord is going to come out a little bit late. A tiny, tiny bit late. Like maybe a couple of seconds late. And we have 3 more on the way after that. Because we have the 65 out of 68 right now. For larva, we only have 2 larva banked up. So we actually couldn't even max out right now on the supply. So really, really tight Overlord timings, which is very, very nice to see, and something that you're going to see at higher levels over time. Okay, so this is definitely a habit that that Yip has. That's not very efficient. You can see what he just did was grabbed all of his workers, clicked over here, and built the hatchery with all of these workers selected instead of clicking the drone. Now you might say, oh, what's the big difference? It's not really a big deal. The thing is, first of all, you could be building one with a drone that has minerals, and I would like to pay 300 for my hatchery and not 305, despite the difference being very small. And you could be selecting a drone that's right here. You could be clicking on this drone. To select all of the drones, we have to take our mouse from here, move it here, and click, and then build. If we want to select one drone, we go directly from wherever we are to the one drone that we need and go there. So that's going to save us time. Occasionally it's going to save us minerals, and it's going to keep us a little bit more in control and a little bit more accurate. So that is currently the habit of Yip to be doing that. I've seen him do it a couple of times now, so I'm going to have to watch out for that. It's definitely an inefficiency. And we have the Ling Bling Wars. They're going in 2 by 2, and they're spread apart, which is really nice. we're very focused on the battle. And we're still very focused on the battle. But you notice that? We just built. That was really nice. And again, same thing. This is a really tough thing to do at the lower leagues, but the higher leagues, you have to do it to stay alive. While he was doing this battle, you can see he jumped over to his larva and cleared him out. He has 0 larva in the bank right now. His opponent has 7. He's really staying on top of his macro, which is super nice to see.
Mutation complete.
Cool. We haven't added that hatchery into our control group yet. Personally, I really like to add my hatcheries into the control group right away, so that way I can check on them if I need to. We are just sort of sitting here. We have a couple larvae in the bank, not too many. But yeah, so it looks like that was an inject check. Now this could have been largely avoided. We did see on the mini-map a large group of forces heading up this way towards this base. But the mini-map awareness wasn't there, and we're going to lose this base because of it, maybe. Very likely, at least, to cancel. But who knows, maybe that was a decision on Yip's part. He says, alright, you're going to have all your forces over here. I'll just defend my base and try to take your natural. So let's see how that works out for Yip here.
Hive cluster is under attack. Our forces are under attack.
Baneling's going into the spine crawlers, not working out very well. Let's see if he gets some drone kills. Not quite. It does take 2 to kill. Okay, cool. So now that we're about 10 minutes into the game, we're starting to see that energy creep up. So before we were on top of our injecting, but now not quite so much. We really want to be clicking on these queens once in a while to check, see what their energy is at. If we're injecting on time, we can use the energy to know when it's time to inject. If we're not injecting on time, then we can't do that. We have to actually check the hatcheries themselves. But if you get into the habit of checking your larva and your injects at the same time, it'll be there. Also, just a note on creep spread, ZVZ, it's sort of decided amongst a lot of players that you don't spread creep in ZVZ because it gives your opponent the advantage. I've always been of the idea that instead of spreading creep toward your opponent in a ZVZ, I really like the idea of spreading the creep along the sides, so that way you have vision of all the sides and you can move easily back and forth between your bases to defend, whereas your opponent has to hang out in this area of no creep and go back and forth. At least connecting the bases with creep, I think, is a good move to be making. But, you know, we'll leave that high-level analysis for Yip and his team to decide if that is the right action or not. But a lot of banelings over here hanging out, hitting spine crawlers. May not have been the best decision to run into that. And we lost our third. We do know our opponent doesn't have a third at all, so we're still on even terms. Or we're pretty sure. We haven't checked the non-conventional bases. We haven't checked for a hidden base or anything like that. One second. Are we actually looking here? Okay, we are. Probably just using the mini-map to check stuff out. Okay, there we go. Wow! Alright, cool. So 3 spore crawlers and 3 more spore crawlers. So 3 per base is pretty intense. A lot of Zergs use 2, so Yip is saying, no, I want 3 to be sure, which is fine. He's actually going to go for 4 over here. One, he's going to build his spire out. Cool. Cool stuff. Overall, we do have a lot of money banked up. I don't know what the idea is behind that. Maybe a switch into mutas. Maybe we're going to go into a muta versus muta war. Pretty sure our opponent has mutas, right? That's what we just saw over here. Yeah, okay. Just making sure. But a lot of money banked up and a lot of larva banked up. So it's looking like it's going to be a switch. Holy crap. We had a little bit of an expensive spore crawler over there. So many spore crawlers. Mainly due to the fact that he's only got 2 queens and no other anti-air at all, and his opponent already has the mutas up. And he is going for Spire, so it looks like it's going to be Muta versus Muta battle. When you know that it's a Muta versus Muta battle, pulling in your Overlords right away is usually a really good step to make. So you're like, oh my god, he's got Mutas. It's going to be, you know, I'm not going to be able to control the map. I need to bring in all my Overlords right away. That should be one of the instant reactions that you make. You need to pull the Overlords in. Players like TLO actually have all of their Overlords on one control group that they keep like over at 0 for situations like that. Also for situations where if you want to drop down tons of creep or something like that, you can do it. But yeah, so pulling the Overlords in at this point in time in a ZVZ going to be very helpful. We have lost a lot of Overlords so far, and just as I say that, it looks like he's going to be pulling his Overlords in. And those now we notice we're still at 47, so those injects are getting higher and higher. We're losing more and more energy. If you were injecting on time, you'll actually have 2 less energy on your queen after the inject every time. And it looks like the many spore crawlers are going to buy him enough time to get his own mutas up. He does have 12 on the way. And this is... oh, excellent, 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 excellent. So the way that mutas work is they have the glaive worm, and they bounce 3 times, doing 9, 3, and 1 damage initially. So if you get the armor, it's going to apply twice, technically. People will say 3 times, but you can't have any lower damage than 1 in StarCraft, so it's actually just applying twice. Once the upgrade happens, though, it will be applying at least once and reducing that 3rd bounce to 1 damage. So when you're in a Muta versus Muta battle, the carapace upgrades are going to be more cost-effective when going against the attack upgrades. Unfortunately, some upgrades versus no upgrades, which is what we're going to have in a second, is not what we want to be happening. But it looks like the massive amount of spore crawler is going to keep them alive in enough time, which is cool. And the Muta count is now in the favor of our buddy Yip, so see how he uses that. He's going to stay on 2 base. His opponent is getting a 3rd, and actually this looks like, see, he did it again. He grabbed 5 drones to build 1 hatchery, and we don't know which one got pulled over there. It looks like it was this guy. Who knows? Maybe this guy was in the middle of mining, and now we've lost part of that mining time. Again, all these little tiny things will build up over time. Now it's his turn to go out and kill a bunch of Overlords. Let's see what his opponent is up to. See if his opponent's bringing in his Overlords. Nope. So, yeah, Muta versus Muta, pulling those Overlords. Maybe keep these ones in the back hidden because they're probably just going to die anyway. They most likely won't make it back. But yeah, let's see how our opponent is doing as far as injecting goes. Oh, cool, he's got a macro hatch up. But yeah, so actually their opponent's not doing that well as far as the injects are going. I mean that well as far as like high level play is concerned. If you're in the Stuff League playing things out, like this is great. You're all about this. But at this high level, you're gonna want to have every little larva you can get your hands on. All right. Muta versus Muta battle. And our upgrades are not finished just yet, but we do have enough mutas that we're going to be able to pull it out. And we're hatching more and more mutas. Current muta count is up to 13-7, so we're ahead as far as that's concerned. Fighting over turrets, or spore crawlers, not going to be the way to go. Walking directly into this spore crawler too. The other disadvantage of fighting over spore crawlers is they're going to absorb glaive worm bounces. So if you have spore crawlers underneath, not only are they dealing lots of damage to you, but the glaive worm is going to bounce to a muta and sometimes hit this when really you want it to be hitting the mutas. You can do the same thing if you have a bunch of lings. You can in Muta versus Muta battles, you can have lings underneath the mutas, so that way underneath your mutas, so that way your opponent's mutas are wasting their shots on Zerglings where they want all their damage to be going to your own mutas. So try to get that advantageous situation for you. Cool. And we're pulling back. Injects are still getting higher. We're at 57 now, so we've gained 10 energy since last time we checked. And our money is nice and low, so it's reasonable, but larva is a resource that it's always better to have extra than to have none. And it only costs the APM and attention and training and skill to get. It's not going to cost you any extra money. A couple of Bane hits going off. We are going to get this third up later than our opponent. We did done a pretty significant amount of damage. We're getting to the gas surplus areas, but because mutas cost gas and minerals in an equal amount, having a little bit extra gas is not going to hurt us. We're going to be able to burn that very quickly without any problem at all. And we're pushing into more and more mutas. Oh, are we going to get the upgrade? No, we're not going to. Alright, so here we have superior muta count from our opponent. 15 to 13 if we have all of ours together. We do have the army, actually, oh nice. We do have the armor, upgrade advantage, but our opponent has a lot more. We did take a lot of free hits trying to run those mutas away. It may or may not have been a better decision to stay and fight it out with our upgrade advantage. But we do a nice little Ling run by, shut down his mining for a bit. So, and again, we have a low money. We're keeping our money low, but these injects are getting further and further from being on time as the game goes on, and that's a natural thing to happen. You want to expect that to happen as the game goes on. There's more to do, so injects slip, but it's definitely an inefficiency we could be cleaning up to some extent.
Our forces are under attack.
Cool, and many spore crawlers. Playing on the safe side of things. I don't know how I feel about this running in with the attack over here. I think it was just a distraction to try and get some more drones killed over here, which is kind of cool. Because I don't think he could have expected, oh yeah, I have Lings coming in here, they're gonna totally break through the spine wall and the army that's probably sitting right over here and get damage done. So looks like it was a cool little diversionary tactic to get some drone kills and take a look at that base. We have a couple of extra expensive extractors over there that could be avoiding the usual type of stuff. We have a big run-in with our mutas over here. We're in a good spot to fight for now, but really got to be watching out for that big mutafog to come through. Oh my god. We do make it out. Snipe a queen, deals some damage, but now this move right here. When you're in mutaverse muta battles in Zerg vs Zerg, I mean, where else would you be in mutaverse muta battles? This is the super dangerous, scary move, because if you're trying to transition into infestors, it's going to take some time, and your opponent's going to have this these moments in time, or this gap in time where he's a lot stronger than you are and can kill you outright if he decides to. So hopefully this risk will pay off for our buddy Yip. I believe it's sort of accepted knowledge that generally you don't want to transition in this type of a situation, but if you can get away with it, if you can get away with that risk, it might be able to pay off, and we'll see how that goes. Festers obviously with the area of attack. Whoopsies. What do we have coming in anyway? +2 carapace. Cool. So actually for upgrades in the muta versus muta, what do we have right now? I feel like, let's go to everyone. This isn't Heart of the Swarm, so on my upgrades tab. I've been spoiled with my upgrades tab. Yeah, he's got 2-0 attack, and we have 0-2, despite the fact that it's actually the other way around on the picture there. But So we've got 2 defense, he's got 2 attack. We're actually in a pretty big advantage there. The issue, though, is he does have more Mutalisks than us. We should be able to overcome that, though. 20 to 17 is pretty solid. Let's see if we have all of our mutas. Yeah, it looks like we have all of our mutas here. So we actually should be able to win this this battle. But not if we fight over spores. We've taken a lot of unnecessary hits from spores recently. We can actually win this. Let's take a look. Yeah, so he has 2 more mutas than we do, and we have the upgrade advantage. Oh no, he got +1 defense. Maybe not anymore. But if it was 0-2 versus 2-0, probably could have taken the battle. But in this case, maybe safer to run. So good call there. I love this. I love this sort of action running in over here. Unfortunately, there are a bunch of Banes waiting there, but we are making the transition. So probably good in general not to fight too hard because we're trying to make that transition into infestors. Let's see how that's coming along. Right. So this may have been an economic thing, or it may not have been. But really want to line up the pathogen glands with the infestors. So infestors take 50 seconds to make, pathogen glands take 80 seconds. So get the pathogen glands like 30 seconds done, right? Simple math. It's 30 seconds done. If you don't want to count it out, just go for about halfway. If it looks a little bit less than halfway, you're probably okay. To start those infestors. So these infestors are going to be starting a little bit on the late side. Sometimes they can play a big role because you might need the infestors at a critical moment and have them as soon as possible. Sometimes you'll be fine and get them out, but it is always good to try and line those up as best as possible. We do have our triple inject going on, and again, we've got lots of energy hanging out on these queens. Lots of extra energy hanging out on the queens. This I feel was a mistake. I feel like this is a pathing error. Making a big attack move across the map and the lings spread out, but he could have also been checking out the 2 attack paths, making sure he's not getting countered. So it's definitely possible either way. It's going to send the lings in one direction, the mutas in another direction. See how this works out. Lots of damage being dealt. And now we have the muta versus muta battle. We are hurting for their upgrades. And we're probably going to have to run away from this one. When you're chasing mutas like this, if you use the hold position button, you can pretty much attack while moving. If you use the hold position button. And we do have our infestors out. Hooray! Hopefully we can hit some good fungals. And keep them chained up and then win the game pretty much. Because if we can catch that whole flock and fungal them, we'll be okay. So looks like we've made it out of the woods pretty much as far as that really risky, dangerous time of switching over, making a transition when you're playing in a muta versus muta battle. And using the burrow to make sure that he doesn't see it coming. I don't know if he scouted the infestation pit. I don't think our opponent has been in our base for quite some time. Yeah, no infestation pit seen, so he doesn't know at all. Alright, and now we see the flock of mutalisks. We're actually going to unburrow these. So I believe they move a little bit faster when they're unburrowed. Ah! And we got this first chain fungal. Oh no! Okay, so a little bit of control mishap, and this is going to happen a lot. We do have the infestors on their own control group, which is really nice. But we have casting the spell where we want it to be casted without really paying too much attention to where the actual spellcasters are, which can be dangerous. So we had one fungal over here, and we end up losing some full, I think a full energy infester. We're going to lose this one too. We could have done something like fungled over here and just chain fungled this group and hoped that we had the muta count to deal with this, or just bring the mutas back so that that our opponent's mutas clump together. But instead, it's the heat of the moment. We're gonna try to drop some fungals over here And we're going to lose our infestors because of it. Really, any energy unit you want to keep alive as long as possible. We do get our fungals off, but it does not look like it's going to be enough. Doing some counterattack action, which is really nice. Alright, we do have 2 more fungals hanging out over here. Really what we're looking for is a chain fungal. We're looking for being able to fungal and stay fungaling. But our opponent's doing a really good job actually at splitting his units up and only attacking our infestors with a couple mutas at a time. So that's really nice. Now we're in a lot of trouble with those injects. Those injects are very late. And I think now would be the time. Yeah, we only got 4 in the bank. 4 larvae in the bank. And we have a lot of minerals. We could really use that larva now, but we don't have it because we haven't been injecting on time.
Our forces are under attack.
A little bit of transfer action. Cool. And our many spores are going to be paying off here. Getting some kills. Oh, infested Terrans. Oh, I really don't like infested Terrans against mutas. I mean, you can use them temporarily to just push mutas away if you're trying to defend or something like that. But I mean, really, we had enough for a fungal. I think a fungal would have been a more effective, because we could have done some damage, held them in place, and maybe killed some more mutas that way. So it looks like we're going for this sort of combo muta and infestor type of a composition, which is a cool idea. Let's get back into Yip mode. We do have our 3 separate control groups, so which is really nice for our lings, our mutas, and our infestors for this type of play.
Mineral field depleted.
Oh no! Oh no! We get caught. A couple of our mutas get caught. We're just flying towards the base. Nice little catch over here. Nice little catch over here. And the upgrades are 2-2 against 2-0. We really didn't continue to get those upgrades, which is unfortunate. What's going on with our gas right now, in any case? Oh, this gas ran out, and this gas... Okay, we do have 3 harvesters in each over here. And we have no harvesters over here in this gas. Really a limiting factor at this point in time, and actually for the past maybe 10 minutes, has been gas and having enough of that gas to pump out infestors and mutalisks, which are both gas-heavy units. So it looks like we're gonna break through in any case. Well played from our opponent. So funny game. Yeah, muta versus muta battles are generally the funny games. Cool. So really great plays. A lot of cool stuff that we can learn from Yip. A couple of areas where Yip could be doing some improvement. And yeah, so thanks. This has been another mechanical analysis from TheJaKaTaK. See you guys again soon.